This is Making Moves, and we're 50,000 Rand to invest in a business. 13 entrepreneurs will come face to face with our panel of judges to pitch for this investment.
So what's the plan?
Your business could be in line to win this grand prize in our Money in the Bank series. Your business could be operating from home, the streets, or at a fancy office, normally from a bicycle. Oksalayo, we are looking for you. Only 4 entrepreneurs will make it to the final episode to pitch for that investment. Watch Making Moves every Monday, 2 p.m. on SABC 1, Mzansi for sure.
We also have qualified staff that are trained, and we also
I'm just extremely worried about the 45,000 Rand taxi.
She needs also to go knock at that door and say, listen, from that kitty,
I am a little bit skeptical about what she can get, maybe for 100 grand.
Did anyone go onto a Facebook page?
There was bad spacing. Now, I'm going to sound slightly controversial when I say this.
South Africa's educational system is crippled by insufficient resources and inadequate infrastructure. With poor or lower pass rates, lokho kusho ukuthi ke educational system yalapha ekhaya idinga ushintsho olukhulu kakhulu. Ikona ke lokho kwenze uLucia ukuthi ke yena ke asungulele eyakhe ke iLittle Harvard Kids Academy. Njengoba ke yena ke ethi ke uzoletha ke izinga eliphezulu kakhulu uma kuza kwezezifundo. Fumana ke labantu laba ke abasesebancane. Sichithe usuku naye lapha yana ke eLittle Harvard Academy. Lapho ke khona ke besifuna ukwazi ukuthi ke yini ke yena ke yenza isikolo sakhe sehluke uma ngabe siqhathaniswa ke nezinye izikole.
I'm Lucia Mathanta, the founder and the current CEO of Little Harvard Kids Academy. What makes us unique is that we are 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year operational Kids Academy. We offer services like aftercare, daycare, weekend care, and night care.
Namhlanje ngisesekhunda ngizohlangana nowesimame yena ke on a daycare center. Lena ke lo sisi lona kwasungula leli business lakhe ngemva kokuthi ke ephelelwe umsebenzi. Namhlanje sikhuluma nje ibusiness lakhe liyathuthuka futhi ke liza ngendlela enhle kakhulu. Uthi ke yena ke she offers a unique service uma ngabe eqhathaniswa ke namanye ama daycare akhona kuyona le ndawo lena. Into engifuna ukuyazi sobe sichitha usuku naye. Sifuna ukwazi ukuthi ke yini ke lena yenza business lakhe libe unique uma ngabe eqhathaniswa namanye ke akhona ke le ndawo lena asebenzela kuyona. For indawo esebenza ngeingane, I was expecting to uzogcwala imibala ehlukahlukene, ugesi okhanya yonke indawo. Kwangathi kufifinyana la ekhaya. Kwenzakalani kungani kunje?
Bengifuna ukuhluka nje. Uyabona uma uhamba wonke ama crash you are expected ukuthi kube namakhalakalazi everywhere. Kodwa la ngoba indawo la babukela khona ama movie, babukela khona bayenza khona free play. So normally mababukela ama movie then sivele sivalele curtain elimnyama olibona la bese ke ama fastera tiltekile bese siyavala ke bese kuba movie room.
Ngiyazi ukuthi nolwazi olunzulu kakhulu uma kuza kulezi abantu abathi hey o chemist nama chemistry ezinjalo. From leyo nkundla leyo secondary school.
Now growing up, I was a very creative person and I studied tutor too much.
Yes.
So I guess that is why I tutor chemistry. So chemistry was like a startup for Monik Nyokoya Koron. I worked as a chemist for 7 years.
Yeah.
And then after more due to retrenchment and whatnot, Mara I spent a lot of stress. I decided no, what's working. And follow my purpose and what I love. my team.
Yes, ma'am.
And these are the kids.
Hey, abasebahle. I like uniform futhi ngokuhlukana kwabo.
Yeah, bahle.
Yes, ma'am. So, Sis Lucia, mase seyiphelele ingane zakho enazo like higher. Zingaki?
41.
41.
Yeah.
Ziqala from what age?
3 months up until 6 years.
3 months up until 6 years.
Yeah. Grade R.
Grade R.
Yeah.
Laba balana ke baneminyaka emingaki?
Lana, it's from 1 year up until 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I take it bahlangene nje ngoba bayadla.
Yeah, bahlangene ngoba bayadla. Manje kune class lalaba bana 1 to 3 bese kune class lalaba bana 4 to 6 years.
Bese ke i-team yakho yonke mase seyihlangene abantu abasebenzisana nawo la ekhaya bangaki?
La kule center su 7.
7.
Yeah.
I started working here about a month ago, so I'm still a new employee. I love working with the kids, and working for Lucia it's a very big experience for me, and I really enjoy what I do. My day-to-day responsibilities is basically all the office work, all the administration work, basically everything behind the scenes.
I found out from go ausiki berekang lena utlisa ngwana gae mo crash ya Little Harvard, and I had a problem with neniaka ka motso re ke na le problem so, and she told me gore there's this crash e butswing ya 24 hours, and I went to check it out, and then ka kra gore operations tsa bona di good for me, and I end up bringing my baby here.
Imali startup capital yaqhamuka kuphi to make sure ukuthi ke all these things esizibona namhlanje zikhona?
Yaqhamuka ku pension fund.
Pension fund? Okay, what did you use the money for? What was the first thing owayithenga from the pension fund?
Ki investile half ya rona.
Yeah.
Na pele re fetsa ka ja half ya rona ka investa mo sekolong.
Okay.
We do shapes. We do English, which is literature.
Is it
on a day-to-day basis.
Accredited by anybody?
What we did is we looked at what the Department of Education does.
You know that's a yes or no answer.
uLucia intokazi ezalelwe laphana ke ePolokwane, kodwa ke ukhulele eSekunda eMpumalanga. Le ntokazi lena ebikhuliswa ubabwayo nomamncane wakhe bemkhulisela ke ekhaya elinothando olukhulu kakhulu. Sithole ithuba lokuthi simvakashele ekhaya lakhe, saxoxisana nabantu abamazi kabanzi, safuna futhi nokwazi ukuthi imvelaphi yakhe ibinjani.
My parents divorced, and then when they divorced, then we had to go stay with my grandparents. So then after they settled down, then
it was a challenge in the beginning, I would say, because I think from both sides, like you are used to your grandparents raising you and your aunts raising you, and now you have a mother in the house, you know. So it was quite an adjustment that we needed to make, but I think we made it quite well.
The challenges here and there, you know, especially when you've got two girls, and I was a bit of a grown-up. I mean, I think 11, 10 years, somewhere there. So there were challenges here and there with me and her, Mara. We got along, and yeah, we sorted out our differences.
You really gonna some difficult periods.
She was abused in her marriage, and I think obviously as a woman that is a lot to take in. The worst part was that she never really spoke about it until it was later on. She only told me, we talk about everything, but she only told me about it when things were like really bad.
And talking to my sister, she was still very young. Problems while she's at school. So I didn't want to trouble her at school or I lose a focus because of me.
Lucio ile ka bora ile gore no di buima mo yena and le nna be di nkimela be di buima gonna to see my child going through such things.
I felt gore since this is not going to work out, because I could see that it's not going to work out. And I didn't want my child. I said to myself, gore, it's better for my child to know gore mama robetse kwa at that grave and I'm only left with my dad. But in growing up, he would know gore my parents never divorced. They were together until mama passed on. I learned later after my attempt to commit suicide gore actually talking is actually healing.
Lucia was bittersweet. She was an older sister who took responsibility of that role, and she did it quite well. But also, I say it was a bit better because we used to fight a lot. Like, we used to fight a lot to a point where it stressed my parents out. Like, they'd literally sit us down and ask us, like, siblings, you know?
She had issues like Zaufetulana and in Nakanakwe. I was on the tip of your older sister because we're 5 years apart from each other. Mara, we look like we almost the same age now because speed.
No, they're so close. They like friends. Yeah, to separate them is another thing.
So relationship with Osaka, it's a very strong one. Like re kwana a lot. Reveal about everything. We share whatever it is that I'm not comfortable to speak to my parents about or to talk to my friends about. I know that if like there's always like a solution, or like she'll make me feel better about anything.
She was a little bit of tomboy. We played soccer with boys. Zonke izinto imidlalo yethu le besidlala bekunabafana.
But you should see me get all-star. I was more of a tomboy and started being a lady after high school.
The way I go jenga ona, we are like no, up and down, active.
Growing up, she was somebody who was not scared of being weird. Like, weird back in the days was so cool.
I got saved when I was 10 years old, and ever since, I mean, everyone else today was because of me.
When who participate or who did this and that, she was not shying off or be part of whatever activity ever did go Sunday school.
Bashimane, but also driving school. My tracking, I to drive a truck, I to which everyone we to Tagayona, Maraka, Loraka Koloyaba, by Loraka Traka, they will always go and buy a new car. So around you go track more lifing. So rather over Wanyano Loro Pila or over the brand new car Loro.
She's lovely as a mother. I think you saw Mavani when Oratile came back from school, and the first thing he wanted to do was just to go to his mom, grab his mom, hug his mom, you know.
She is a mother, but she's too busy. She's really busy to fully take care as a mother, but she's trying hard.
Leli business leli selikhule kakhulu njengoba ke lona laqala ngezingane ezimbili namhlanje sebanama branches awu2 eMpumalanga. Njengamanje uLucia uxoxisana nathi ngohambo lakhe kwezamabhizinisi futhi kaphinde asitshele ke futhi nobunzima yena ke bebhekana nabo ulona lolu hambo.
I just arrived for making moves to meet Pepsi. I'm nervous, at the same time I'm excited. So let's go see what happens.
Lucia founded Little Harvard Kids Academy with the aim of introducing kids to a high-performance educational culture. However, with 10 other daycare centers surrounding her business, the question is, how does she distinguish herself from her competitors? She's here to unpack some of the unique selling points of Little Harvard with me. Lucia, welcome to Making Moves.
Thank you very much.
Get okay. All right, man. I love your dress. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
So I love the name Little Harvard. Why did you choose that as a name?
I wanted a name that will keep me on my feet, a name that will make me give results, and that will create high expectations from my clients. And if I called it any other than the name, I mean, I wouldn't be accountable and I could just relax and do whatever that I want. But however, knowing that people have high expectations because of the name, I have to move with it.
Okay, so in Ntlhalose, you're not a teacher?
Yes.
So how is it that you can claim to deliver this high-performance educational environment?
I've got mentors and coaches in education. Like one of my professors is one of the people that helped me through with the educational program, and because he has an intensive background, yes. And secondly, I've got qualified teachers as well that actually do the work.
Material syllabus
yes.
that has to be developed for every child, for every age group.
Yes.
How was that done? Because that's the very basis of saying that I do a high-performance educational culture. It's quite a claim,
yes.
And I'm checking you on that claim.
Okay. What we do is our syllabus is actually divided into literature, we've got mathematics, and we've got colors and shapes.
Who developed it?
We both developed it with the Professor Modise. He's the one who helped me out because now he's been traveling throughout the world to check what system do they use and how, like the Chinese, the people from Tanzania, how they use their educational systems, and we're trying to incorporate that into it, even though it's not fully done because now we're looking into franchising, and now into franchising we need like more of the Chinese program because, like I said, we're incorporating talents, gift, and academics. So where the talents and the gift, we need to be able to spot which kid is good at what, so that we can nurture that as they grow up. So so that they can have a variety of choice in terms of career when they're done with their matric. So that's what we did. So we just divided our syllabus where we do maths, we do shapes, we do English, which is literature, and we do like arts and culture.
Is it
on a day-to-day basis.
Accredited by anybody?
What we did is we looked at what the Department of Education does, and then what I did is I took my file to the Department of Education just to benchmark and see if it's in line with what they actually offer, and we're actually offering more than what they do because we've got arts.
Is it accredited?
Yes.
And if you wanted to get it accredited, how would you go about that? Because it's a big thing.
I know.
Yes. I think it's important that it's accredited.
Yes.
And I'm not getting a clear answer, Horna, is it accredited or not?
What they do is they need to check if you are in line with what they have as the syllabus, early childhood development.
You know, that's a yes or no answer.
I haven't taken it there to say we put a stamp on it, but what I did is I found out what type of programs should be
Okay,
taught.
so the answer is no.
Yeah, can say that.
Are you ready to begin franchising and to begin opening up more than 2 branches? Is it not too early?
That's the vision. So me putting systems in order and putting my quality management systems, making sure of what is it that I want and how I want the school to look in terms of franchising. I want to put that in order so that when I'm ready to can franchise, then it's easy for me to can move rather than starting afresh when that time comes. So I'm one person, I like being prepared for what I want. So I know exactly what I want, and hence I'm preparing myself now for the future purposes.
Okay. Are you not a few years away from franchising?
I think if as soon as I'm done with the educational system and I'm happy with it, and I'm happy with the quality management system and everything else is in place, then I can go that route.
Okay. You're not necessarily running a profitable business at this point.
Yes.
And maybe it's a bit early to expect you to be profitable. I think it looks like you're reinvesting in the business.
Yes.
So why are you not profitable yet? And when do you expect to be profitable?
Okay. Currently, I think it's more like I'm trying to give more for less. And secondly, because now I need to brand myself very well. And looking at the other centers, they've got less teachers with the number of kids that they have, and I've got more teachers because I'm looking at giving results and living up to the promise, you know. So I've got more teachers if I've got 7 teachers with 40 kids, you know, that's a lot. But now I believe that rather have people that are on duty so that when the kids are more, then I know they are well trained and that they can articulate the work as per the standard. And secondly, I need to market more because rest assured they do need the services because most of the people there, they work shifts, so they need my services.
I'm really looking forward to hearing your pitch tomorrow and hearing you articulate further what the growth plan is for the business and how you intend to get the little nuts and bolts in place in order to set you up for future growth.
No problem.
Okay, thank you
very much.
All right. Lucia has managed to turn adversity into a well-thought-out business that she's very passionate about. One of her key objectives is to grow into a national brand. I'm sending her to a coaching session for her to get tips on how to realize her dream of growing the business nationally.
The interview with Pepsi went very well, and I like the fact that it was very challenging and very specific, and the questions that he asked was actually questions that can help me improve in my business. We also have qualified staff that are trained, and we also
Growing a business, particularly when surrounded by over 10 more competitors, requires great planning. Ingakho-ke making moves ihlanganise uLucia nomqeqeshi. Umqeqeshi lo uzomnikeza izengcebiso ezomsiza kakhulu ukuze akwazi ukuthuthukisa ke ibhizinisi lakhe. Njengoba ke yena ke kumele akwazi ukuthi yena kuzohlukana kanjani ke nabanye ke abantu aqhudelana nabo kuona lomkhakha lona kakuona.
Your challenges, let's get into it. What are your challenges?
Basically, transportation. And secondly, I think my competitors are all white. And I'm the only black woman that's in that particular business where, like in town. And I need to prove myself twice as hard as my competitors. So that is like a great challenge more than anything.
Her problems of credibility, where she feels that she has to prove herself 3 times as hard as the other people, and that has got very little to do with the color, her color. It's got more to do with who is monitoring her. What you would need to do in that space, you know, a couple of things that I look at is, the first one is you need to build credibility.
Yes.
Now, the only way you're going to build credibility in that space, I would like you to look at 3 things. They're going to help you build credibility. The first one is obviously accreditation. If the minute you say, I've got a school, people ask, who are you accredited with? Yes. So for me, whether you are accredited locally or internationally with the Cambridges and those, but you need to have accreditation which parents believe in. All right. So if you have accreditation that still parents are going to believe that the accreditation is inferior, you're still going to have a problem. So it has to be accreditation that the parents believe that it's superior, because that's what is going to give you that superior edge. When it comes to accreditation, especially at early childhood development, accreditation has not been really something that has been looked at, because they normally would look at grade 1 going up and that. But it does mean that for the parent, they become very skeptical if a school is not accredited. Though you will not have many of them asking, but you get parents that are very active on their kids' education, and they would want to know that.
It's important for me to get accreditation from the Department of Education, and what I'll do is to make sure that I get it immediately on what I have currently.
The second thing I want you to do is to go and study your competition. You need to go study your competition so well that you must know more about their school than you know about yours. Yeah. The only time you're going to beat someone at a game is if you know them pretty well. You know, boxers say that you need to know how he punches better than you know how you punch, because then you would know when to get away from him. And that. So you need to go play, get that A game. Know everything that they do, how they do it, why they do it, when and how long do they do it. She looked at areas that normal education doesn't look at. So that gives her a space in the market.
I have to go sit down, go back to the drawing board, press a reset button, and just pre-plan, plan again, and start afresh, and just take it like I've never done it before.
Coming to your pitch and that, what is it that you are planning to spend the 50K on?
Basically, I was thinking on the transportation, because that's the major problem right now, whereby I actually lost half the clients from last year to this year because I had to cut down on the transportation because of the challenges that were in and about the transportation area.
In your pitch, that has got to come out. So you've got to show to say that this is where we are, and by buying this ourselves, or by having our own transport, this is how it's going to have an impact on our bottom line. So you need to show those numbers clearly and say, we are at this amount. If we get this transport, it's going to be at this amount. Yes. Let it be true figures, real figures that have been studied, that you know those are figures.
Yeah.
And that.
I found the interview with my coach very helpful. He spoke about very profound points.
As a parent, I rather go where it's accredited than where you are just
I don't
operating.
think the accreditation that I'm referring to is accreditation to teach.
Sis Lucia? Ngikhona njani sis?
Ngiyaphila.
Ngiyaphila ntokazi. Kwangathi uthukile, angi-understand umoya uphansi, amahlombe phambili kancane. Kwenzakalani?
I slept very late.
Slept very late. Uzilungiselela for nale pitch le. Uprepare nike kuwo wonke ozokusebenzisa namhlanje.
The entire presentation, pictures that I need to show, financial projections, and what the business is all about basically.
All right, sike kulungile ke. Kumqoka kanani kuwena for you to nail this pitch sikubona udlulela kwesinye isigaba?
It will actually help my business to grow in terms of turnovers and the services that we offer basically.
Shona khona.
Thank you.
Bakulindile. After you.
Lucia, good afternoon. How are you feeling?
I'm good, and yourself?
Fantastic. Are you ready for your pitch?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, your pitch starts now.
I'm Lucia Mathanta, the founder of Little Harvard Kids Academy. At Little Harvard, we're incorporating talents, gifts, and academics, and we're giving services like day camp, night camp, aftercare, drop-off, and we including kids from 3 months up until 6 years full-time, and we've got grade 1 to grade 7 aftercare programs. What makes us different from our competitors is that we are results-driven. We operate 24 hours. We've got cameras and alarm system. We've got a security guard in-house as well, and we offer food. We've got computer classes that we actually do together with computer kids, and we also have qualified staff that are trained, and we also Oh yes. Oh yeah. And then we've got computer systems. And then what we're pitching for now is for the 50,000 is for transportations. Basically, we've got 42 kids and 21 kids for aftercare. Now, last year we had transport that we used to lease, and it was costing us a lot of things, and it has a lot of disadvantages through the taxi associations, so we had to stop it. Now, that as a result, we lost 19 kids, of which 11 is from the aftercare and 8 is from the daycare. Now, we've done a research, and basically we found that we can actually get a taxi for that amount of money, 50,000. Now, what will happen is we've got 33 kids currently that are using scholar transport, of which we've got 21 kids for aftercare that uses transport as well. Now, each child for daycare, they pay 650 for transport, and because from the school to the aftercare is not that much of a distance, they pay 300 rands. Now, the total cost, the total income will be 27,450, of which, looking at the expenses, which is the driver, the fuel, the maintenance, and the insurance of the car, we're basically looking at the cost of 10,800 rands. Now, if you subtract 10,800 rand from the total income that we get from the kids that pays, we have a profit of 16,650, meaning that in 7 months, if we can save that 16,650, we've got 119,550, which we can use to buy another transport. Now, what will happen is we're going to attract more clients, and we can also pick up our kids that going to sleep over, and we can also be on call on weekends for the drop of kids. Now, that they will be charged extra. We're looking at franchising the school as a long-term goal, and in that we've got 4 major things that needs to be done. We need to be accredited immediately. Now, with the accreditation, we've got the Department of Education that gives accreditation. We've got ETDP, which is the Educational Training Development Program, SETA, and we also have the Quality Control Training Offices through Umelusi. Then we need to have operational manuals in place that will help the franchisee to know how to operate the entire business. Secondly, we've got quality management system that we need to put in place, which would actually help the franchisee to implement the programs and the curriculum. And last but not least, we have to have a costing model that will help our franchisee to know how much the franchise actually costs, and the breakdown of what the breakdown on which what the costs go towards. And I thank you.
Thank you very much. Lucia, I'm going to jump straight into the questions. Just a quick question. Those pictures that are used in the presentation, are they stock images from the internet, or is it pictures from your actual school?
This is Little Harvard, originally taken at the school.
Okay, so those are all pictures from your school.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about what you need the money for. You want to buy an old Kumbi, which has got about 160,000 Ks on the clock.
Yes.
For 45,000. It's going to cost you, if it breaks down once, it's going to cost you a ton. If we gave you 50,000, would you be willing to find another 50 and buy a better vehicle than the one that you've put in front of us?
Yes, I would do that.
Have you got 50,000 to put in?
Not quite, but I can raise it.
How would you get it?
I can run a couple of events, kiddies events, whereby I can educate parents about how to take care of their kids, and now I can use those revenues to actually invest towards the buying of the transport.
Okay, let's talk about what you want to use the money for. You mentioned some numbers, something like 650 and 300 for 33 scholars.
Yes.
Are those amounts for what students would pay for transportation alone, or for aftercare and transportation together?
This is just transportation.
Just go back to that slide. Okay, so 33 kids will pay 650 and 21 will pay 300.
Yes.
Are those guaranteed?
Yes.
How do you know?
This is how much transport is. That's how much they used to pay last year. Actually, last year they used to pay 600 rand for the full-time kids, and it was 280 rand for the aftercare.
So what are those people currently doing?
They actually using scholar transport from other people that pick up kids. However, like as you can see, we've got 42 kids, right? Of which 33 of them are using scholar transport, and the rest are using the parents' transportation. So the parents drop them off and they pick them up.
So really, your market is 33,
yes,
and not the 21.
No, 21 is the aftercare. So we've got full-time kids that are daycare kids, and then we've got aftercare kids. Now, all the aftercare kids, we've been transporting them last year from school, from different schools. And now the 33 is the full-time kids that are within the school that use scholars transport from home to school and back.
And
So
the 21 aftercare kids now that you were transporting last year, how are they getting to you now?
they're using, some is the scholars, some they're using from the parents. They have to knock off from work to actually pick up the kids and go back to work. And they become unproductive in that way because it's time wasted for them to actually knock off from work to go to school and pick up kids, then go back to work.
Mine, it's more about the franchise model. I'm quite okay with the transport. At the moment, you have got 2 schools.
Yes.
So you've got one school in Secunda and one school in
Bethel.
Bethel.
Yes.
Okay. Are these running full time?
They're running full time.
Okay. Now, at the moment, is there a manual for both of them in terms of processes? Are the processes that are already put down, documented in that for the running of the schools? Are these 2 schools running precisely the same?
Yes. We've got the quality management system, but we don't have the operational manual. So the quality management system is how to implement the programs that we actually using.
Okay.
Yes, and the reports, like they've got standard reports. We've got 2 reports for every quarterly that we give. So it's the physical ability studies. We do the arts and culture, and we also do the academics, the work on a day-to-day basis. Okay. So we actually rate them on different spheres, so the 2 reports.
You're currently running essentially with no accreditation. And according to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, it's legislated that there's certain accreditations that has to be in place when you take care of kids.
You see, the thing is that for an accreditation largely would be for grade 1 up until grade 7, largely for before those grades and that, there is guidelines that you need to comply with, but not necessarily get formal accreditation.
I'm talking about operating license.
Oh no, I don't.
Do you have
all
those
of it.
in place? Okay, so those accreditations, just for clarity
because
purposes.
It's not a formal school.
Yes.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to have her curriculum accredited.
Yes.
And as long as the health and safety
That's what I'm. So those accreditations are all in place.
Yeah.
Okay, I just needed to be clarified about that.
We'll deliberate and then call you back.
Thank you very much. My pitch was awesome. I feel like I'm more relieved now that I've pitched, and I was very nervous before that. And yeah, I'm happy.
Did anyone go onto a Facebook page?
I did.
And?
There was incorrect spelling.
Okay.
There was like that SMS language where instead of saying yeah, you write YR.
YR. Yeah.
All right, guys, Little Harvard, Lucia's business. Other than the fact that Lucas is like horribly attracted to Lucia.
Where did that come from?
We could see the way you were looking at it.
Team Lucius.
No. I like the business. Yeah. I'm completely sold to the business. I'm really up for businesses that for childhood development, education generally, because that's one area that is somehow falling apart in many spheres of our public sector. And entrepreneurs that go into that sector are not only facing great success, but they're making the country better. And for me, that's my love for the business.
All right?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
wenzile pitch yakho. Do you think you drove the point home ngale pitch oyenzile?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Because the judges understood yonke into yakho kwi-pitch that you're trying to communicate now.
Yeah, I think if they didn't understand, they wouldn't have asked so many questions and for clarity. So, yeah.
You know what I see, and working in the community, we chat with people and ask what are the biggest challenges. You know, why can't they find employment? They say they don't have a problem finding employment, but their kids don't have a safe place to go to, especially the call centers that are open, and our call centers are open 24 hours. And this touches those. So I do like the business as well. I think creating a turnkey solution for parents, a safe turnkey solution for parents is critical. So that's the one thing I'm really drawn to. I'm just extremely worried about the 45,000 Rand taxi because we are transporting precious cargo. So that's a big worrying factor for me. And I don't know if she's going to be able to come up with the 50,000 to match. And is 100,000 enough, Lucas? You in the car industry?
Yeah, well, she should be able to get something decent.
Should be able
to get something decent.
Because I like that you were leading toward that a car, but I mean there's 33 kids, so it's a bit impractical, I suppose.
Yeah. I think I think it with 100K, if she can be able to raise the 50 and that would work.
Because I looked at it and I thought if she could negotiate with a car dealership and say, you know, if she does go through and she does win the 50,000, I've got 50,000 through your enterprise development or CSI initiatives.
That's what I said yesterday.
You match 50,000 and I maybe finance another. Then she gets a really decent vehicle.
Or through even what I said yesterday was that she could look again on the CSI project and that, and the dealership can brand the car to the dealership, and that those are the things that can happen.
Absolutely.
98% of her students are from employees of Sasol.
Oh wow!
So she needs also to go knock at that door and say, "Listen, from that kitty, can you give me something?"
Absolutely.
And so I think for me, I think it's really a brilliant business here.
Did anyone go onto a Facebook page?
I did.
And
there was incorrect spelling.
Okay.
There was bad spacing. Bad grammar.
Okay. And there's even incorrect spelling in there.
Correct.
And
bad grammar, bad spelling. There was like that SMS language where instead of saying here, you write YR.
YR.
Let's bring her back in.
What do you think is going through the judges' minds right now? Are they saying yes, or are they saying no?
I think they're saying yes.
You that confident?
Yeah. Thanks.
Shona khona sis.
Lucia, welcome back.
Thank you.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think you did?
5.5.
5.5. I'm inclined to agree. In fact, I might work it downwards instead of upwards.
Yeah.
Ne?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of feedback for you. So I'm going to jump straight into it. Lucas, let's start with you in terms of feedback.
Look, we spoke yesterday, and I did indicate I like the business, I like the model, and that. However, I still think accreditation is the most important thing because it's going to give you that competitive edge. But the other thing, again, I need you to go and study your competition. You need to know what is it that they are doing, how they're doing it, and that's for me very critical. So if you can get those happening, I believe that then we'll start be talking about something in this business.
Lucia, for me, you hold a very important space within our communities and the kids' future. Okay, it is vitally important that you look at your business in that regard. And not just through pictures and, the fluff things. I want you particularly to go and look at the business models that are working currently in the so your competitors, but which particular business models are working, because there are phenomenal business models that you could not copy, but you could easily align to make once you franchise, to make that so much easier. And then the other thing that I really want to commend you on is that you really, I think from a parent perspective, it is vitally important for me to be able to have a turnkey solution. So you've touched on that. So when you're putting the business models together, you need to make sure that those are the things that you take into consideration and sell that as the complete business model.
Please go and approach Sasol Enterprise Development with a proposal as to how they can support your business. The bulk of your Secunda clientele works at Sasol. Go to the organization. They've got enterprise development funds and community kind of social investment funds. So go look into that, and you might be surprised with the support that they give you, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is early childhood development. I feel like you've still got some work to do in terms of going and looking at research. I know you work with a professor who's helped you develop your material. I'd like you to go look at other spaces. Go look at published material in universities. Go do research. There's a lot of information out there about early childhood development. Go and suck it up and put it into your brain so that you can try and absorb all of that information. Come to Joburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, whatever. Go and spend some time in some structured and very successful. Go, try and spend a few days, watch, learn. The last one, because I'd like to see you come back here in a few weeks, so you'll continue with us. But I want to see how much cash you bring to the table.
Yeah.
I don't care how you get it.
Yeah.
Well, I do care. I mean, don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything illegal. But I want to see how much cash you bring to the table, because that affects on whether we are willing to meet you halfway. Yeah. Congratulations. We absolutely love your business.
Done.
And well done.
Well done.
Thank you.
I've learned a lot. I mean, there's a couple of things that I'm taking home with me that I need to go do. And, you know, I mean, it was an eye-opener on certain sectors of my businesses. And I think now I'm going to grow even better than where I was before making moves.